Act 3, Scene 1. Within the wood. Titania still asleep nearby. Enter Bottom, Quince, Snout, Starveling, Snug, and Flute.
Are we all met?
Pat, and here's a marvelous convenient place for our rehearsal. This green plot shall be our stage, this hawthorn brake our tiring house. Oh, and we will do it in action as we will do it before the dew.
Peter Quince!
What sayest thou, bully bub?
There are things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that will never please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword to kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide. How answer you that?
By her locking a parlous fear.
I believe we must leave the killing out when all is done.
Not a whit. I have a device to make all well. Write me a prologue and let the prologue seem to say we will do no harm with our swords and that Pyramus is not killed indeed. And furthermore, better assurance tell them that I, Pyramus, am not Pyramus, but Bottom the Weaver. This will put them out of fear.
Well, we will have such a prologue. Oh, and it'll be written in 8 and 6.
No, make it 2 more. Let it be written 8 and 8.
Will not the ladies be afeard of the lion?
I fear it, I promise you.
Oh, masters, you ought to consider with yourself to bring in, oh, God shield us, a lion among ladies is a most dreadful thing. For there is not a more fearful wild fowl than your lion living, and we ought to look to it.
Therefore, another prologue must tell that he is not a lion.
Nay, you must not name his name, and half his face must be seen through the lion's neck, and he himself must speak through saying thus, or to the same effect, ladies, or fair ladies, I would wish you, or I would request you, or I would entreat you not to fear, not to tremble. My life to yours, if you think I come hither as a lion, it were a pity of my life. No, I am no such thing. I am a man as other men are, and there indeed let him name his name and tell them plainly he is Snug the Joiner.
Well, it shall be so. But there is 2 hard things. That is, to bring the moonlight into a chamber, for you know Pyramus and Thisbe meet by moonlight.
Doth the moon shine that night we play our play?
A calendar! Look in the almanac, find out moonshine,
Yes, it doth shine that night.
Why then, may you leave a casement of the great chamber window where we play open, and the moon may shine in at the casement.
Aye. Or else one must come in with a bush of thorns and a lantern and say he comes to disfigure or to present the person of moonshine. Oh, and then there's another thing. We must have a wall in the great chamber. For Pyramus and Thisbe, says the story, they talk to a chink in a wall.
You could never bring in a wall. What say you, Bottom?
Some man or other must present wall, and let him have some plaster or some loam or some rough cast about him to signify a wall, or let him hold his fingers thus, and through that cranny shall Pyramus and Thisbe whisper.
Oh, if that may be, then all is well. Come, sit down. Every mother's son, rehearse your parts. Pyramus, you begin. And when you have spoken your speech, entered into that break, and so everyone, according to his cue.
What hempen homespuns have we swaggering here, so near the cradle of the fairy queen? What? A play towards? I'll be an auditor, an actor too, perhaps, if I see cause.
Speak, Pyramus, Thisbe, stand forth.
Thisbe, the flowers of odious savours sweet.
Odors. Odors?
Odour savours sweet. So hath thy breath, my dearest Thisbe dear. But hark, a voice. Stay thou but here a while, and by I will to thee appear.
A stranger, Pyramus, an air played here.
Must I speak now?
Aye, Mary, must you? For you must understand, he goes but to see a noise that he heard and is to come again.
Most radiant Pyramus, most lily white of hue, of color like the red rose and triumphant briar, most brisky juvenile and eke most lovely too, as true as truest horse that yet would never tire. I'll meet thee, Pyramus, at Ninny's tomb.
Ninus! Tomb man! And you must not speak that yet. That you answer to Pyramus. You speak all your part at once, cues and all. Pyramus, enter. Cue is passed. It is never tire.
Oh, as true as truest horse that yet would never tire.
Heel. If I were fair Thisbe, I were only thine.
Oh, monstrous, strange. We're haunted. Bring masters fly. Fly, masters fly!
I'll follow you. I'll lead you about around through bog, through bush, through brake, through brier. Sometimes a horse I'll be, sometimes a hound, a hog, a headless bear, sometimes a fire, and neigh and bark and grunt and roar and burn like horse, hound, hog, bear, fire. Every turn.
Why do they run away? This is knavery of them to make me afeard.
Oh, Bottom, thou art changed. What do I see on thee?
What do you see? You see an ass head on your own, do you?
Bless thee, Bottom. Bless thee. Thou art translated.
Oh, I see their knavery. This is to make an ass of me, to fright me if they could. But I will not stir from this place. Do what they can. I will walk up and down here, and I will sing. That they shall hear I am not afraid. The ouzel cock so black of hue, with orange tawny bill, the throstle with his note so true, the wren with little quill.
What ail wakes me from my flowery bed?
The finch, the sparrow, and the lark, the plain song cuckoo grey, whose note full many a man doth mark, and dare not answer nay. For indeed, who would set his wit to so foolish a bird? Who would give a bird the lie, though he cry cuckoo? Never so.
I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. Mine ear is much enamored of thy note. So is mine eye enthralled to thy shape, and thy fair virtue's force perforce doth move me on the first view to say, to swear, I love thee.
Methinks, mistress, you should have little reason for that, and yet, to say the truth, reason and love keep little company together nowadays. The more the pity that some honest neighbours will not make them friends. Nay, I can gleck upon occasion.
Thou art as wise as thou art beautiful.
Not so neither, but if I had wit enough to get out of this wood, I have enough to serve mine own turn.
Out of this wood do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here whether thou will or no. I am a spirit of no common rate. The summer still doth tend upon my state, and I do love thee. Therefore, go with me. I'll give thee fairies to attend on thee, and they shall fetch thee jewels from the deep and sing while thou on pressed flowers do sleep. And I will purge thy mortal grossness so that thou shalt like an airy spirit go. Peas blossom, cobweb, moth, mustard seed.
Ready?
And I.
Oh,
And I. Where shall
Where
we
should
go?
we go?
Be kind and courteous to this gentleman. Hop in his ways and gambol in his eyes. Feed him with apricots and dewberries, with purple grapes, green figs, and mulberries. The honey bags steal from the honeybees, and for the night tapers crop their waxen thighs and light them at the fiery glowworm's eyes, to have my love to bed and to arise, and pluck the wings from painted butterflies to fan the moonbeams in his sleeping eyes. Nod to him, elves, and do him courtesies.
Hail, mortal.
Hail.
Hail.
I cry your worship's mercy heartily. I beseech your worship's name.
Cobweb.
I shall desire you of more acquaintance, good Master Cobweb. If I cut my finger, I shall make bold with you. Your name, honest gentleman?
Peas blossom.
I pray you commend me to Mistress Squash, your mother, and to Master Peascod, your father. Good Master Peasblossom, I shall desire you of more acquaintance too. Your name, I beseech you, sir?
Mustard seed.
Good Master Mustard Seed, I know your patience well. Oh, that same cowardly giant like Oxbeath hath devoured many a gentleman of your house. I promise you, your kindred hath made my eyes water ere now. I must desire of more acquaintance, good Master Mustard Seed.
Come, wait upon him, lead him to my bower. The moon, methinks, looks with an watery eye, and when she weeps, weeps every little flower, lamenting some enforced chastity. Tie up my lover's tongue, bring him silently.
Act 3, Scene 2. Another part of the wood. Enter Oberon, king of the fairies.
I wonder if Titania be awaked. Then what it was that next came in her eye, which she must dote on in extremity. Here comes my messenger. How now, mad spirit? What night rule now about this haunted grove?
Oh, my mistress with a monster is in love. Next to her close and consecrated bower, while she was in her dull and sleeping hour, a crew of patches, rude mechanicals that work for bread upon Athenian stalls, were met together to rehearse a play intended for great Theseus's nuptial day. The shallowest thick skin of that barren sort, who Pyramus presented in their sport, forsook his scene and entered in a break, when I did him at this advantage take, an ass's knoll I fixed on his head, anon his thisme must be answered, and forth my mimic comes, when he they spy as wild geese, that the creeping fowler eye, or russet pated goths, many in sport, rising and cawing at the gun's report, sever themselves and madly sweep the sky. So at his sight away his fellows fly, and at our stamp here o'er and o'er one falls. He murder cries, and help from Athens calls. Their sense thus weak, lost with their fears thus strong, made senseless things begin to do them wrong. For briers and thorns at their apparel scratch, some sleeves, some hats, from yielders all things catch. I led them on this distracted fear, and left sweet Pyramus translated there. When in that moment so it came to pass, Titania waked, and straightway loved an ass.
This falls out better than I could devise. But hast thou yet latched the Athenian's eyes with the love juice, as I did bid thee do?
I took him sleeping, that is finished too, and the Athenian woman by his side, that when he waked, of force she must be eyed.
Stand close. This is the same Athenian.
This is the woman, but not this the man.
Why rebuke you him that loves you so? Lay breath so bitter on your bitter foe.
Now I'd but chide, but I should use thee worse. For thou, I fear, hast given me cause to curse. If thou hast slain Lysander in his sleep, bidding o'er shoes in blood, plunge in the deep and kill me too, the sun was not so true unto the day as he to me. Would he have stolen away from sleeping Hermia? I'll believe as soon. This whole earth may be bored, and that the moon may through the center creep, and so displease her brother's noontide with the Antipodes. It cannot be but thou hast murdered him. So should a murderer look, so dead, so grim.
So should the murdered look, and so should I, pierced through the heart with your stern cruelty. Yet you, the murderer, look as bright, as clear, as yonder Venus in her glimmering sphere.
What's this to my Lysander? Where is he? Ah, good Demetrius, wilt thou give him me?
I'd rather give his carcass to my hounds.
Out, dog! Out, cur! Thou drivest me past the bounds of maiden's patience. Hast thou slain him then? Henceforth be never numbered among men. Oh, once tell true, even for my sake. Durst thou have looked upon him, being awake, and hast thou killed him sleeping? Oh, brave touch! Could not a worm, an adder, do so much? An adder did it, for with doubler tongue than thine, thou serpent, never adder stung.
You spend your passion on a misprized mood. I am not guilty of Lysander's blood, nor is he dead for aught that I can tell.
I pray thee, tell me then that he is well.
And if I could, what should I get therefore?
A privilege never to see me more. And from thy hated presence part I so. See me no more, whether he be dead or no.
There is no following her in this fierce vein. Here, therefore, for a while I will remain. So sorrow's heaviness doth heavier grow, for debt that bankrupt sleep doth sorrow owe. For now in some slight measure it will pay, if for his tender, here I make some stay.
What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite, and laid the love juice on some true love's sight. Of thy misprision must perforce ensue some true love turned, and not a false turn true.
Then fate o'errules that one man holding troth, a million fail, confounding oath on oath.
About the wood go swifter than the wind, and Helena of Athens look thou find. All fancy sick she is, and pale of cheer, with sighs of love that cost the fresh blood dear. By some illusion see thou bring her here. I'll charm his eyes against, so she do appear.
I go, look how I go, swifter than the arrow from the Tartar's bow.
Flower of this purple dye, hit with Cupid's archery, sink in apple of his eye, when his love he doth espy. Let her shine as gloriously as the Venus of the sky. When thou wakest, if she be by, beg of her for remedy.
Okay, Captain of our fairy band, Helena, is here at hand, and the youth mistook by me, pleading for a lover's fee. Shall we there from pageancy? Lord, what fools these mortals be!
Stand aside. The noise they make will cause Demetrius to awake.
Then will two at once woo one. That must needs be sport alone, for those things do best please me that befall preposterously.
Why should you think that I should woo in scorn? Scorn and derision never come in tears. Look, when I vow, I weep, and vows so born, in their nativity all truth appears. How can these things in me seem scorn to you, bearing the badge of faith to prove them true?
You do advance your cunning more and more, when truth kills truth. Oh, devilish holy fray, these vows are Hermia's. Will you give her over? Weigh oath with oath, and you will nothing weigh. Your vows to her and me put in two scales will even weigh, and both as light as tails.
I had no judgment when to her I swore.
Nor none in my mind, now you give her over.
Demetrius loves her, and he loves not you.
Oh, Helen, goddess, nymph, divine, perfect, to what, my love, shall I compare thine eye? Crystal is muddy. Oh, how ripe in show thy lips, those kissing cherries tempting grow, that pure congealed white, high Taurus' snow, fanned with the eastern wind, turns to a crow when thou holdst up thy hand. Oh, let me kiss this princess of pure white, this seal of bliss.
Oh, spite! Oh, hell! I see you all are bent, set against me for your merriment. If you were civil and knew courtesy, you would not do me thus much injury. Can you not hate me as I know you do, but you must join in souls to mock me in that too? If you were men, as men you are in show, you would not use a gentle lady so, to vow and swear and superpraise my parts, when, I am sure, you hate me with your hearts. You both are rivals and love Hermia, and now both rivals to mock Helena? A trim exploit, a manly enterprise, to conjure tears up in a pure maid's eyes with your derision. None of noble sort would so offend a virgin and extort a poor soul's patience, all to make you sport.
You are unkind, Demetrius. Be not so, for you love Hermia. This you know, I know. And here, with all goodwill, with all my heart, in Hermia's love, I yield you up my part. And yours of Helena to me bequeath, whom I do love and will do till my death.
Never did mockers waste more idle breath.
Lysander, keep thy Hermia, I will none. If e'er I loved her, all that love is gone. My love to her, but as guest-wise sojourned, and now to Helen is at home returned, there to remain.
Helen, it is not so.
Disparage not the faith thou know'st not, no, lest to thy peril thou buy it dear. Look where thy love comes, yonder is thy dear.
Dark night that from the eye his function takes, the ear more quick of apprehension makes, wherein it doth impair the seeing sense, it pays the hearing double recompense. Thou art not by mine eye, Lysander, found, mine ear, I think, it brought me to thy sound. But why unkindly didst thou leave me so?
Why should he stay whom love doth press to go?
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love, that would not let him bide, fair Helena, who more engilds the night than all yon fiery O's and eyes of light. Why seek'st thou me? Could not this make thee know the hate I bear thee made me leave thee so?
You speak not as you think. It cannot be.
Lo, she is one of this confederacy. Now I perceive they have conjured all three to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid, have you conspired? Have you with these contrived to bait me with this foul derision? Is all the counsel that we two have shared, the sister vows, the hours that we have spent when we were chid, the hasty-footed time for parting us? Oh, is all forgot? All school days, friendships, childhood innocence, we, Hermia, like two artificial gods, have our needles created both one flower, both on one sampler, sitting on one cushion, both warbling of one song, both in one key, as if our hands, our sides, voices, and minds had been incorporated. So we grew together like in a double cherry seeming parted, but yet a union in partition, two lovely berries molded on one stem, so with two seeming bodies but one heart, two like the first, like coats in heraldry, due but to one with crowned one crest, and you will rent our ancient love asunder, to join with men in scorning your poor friend? It is not friendly, it's not maidenly. Our sex, as well as I, may chide you for it, though I alone do feel the injury.
I am amazed at your words. I scorn you not. It seems that you scorn me.
Have you not set Lysander as in scorn to follow me and praise my eyes and face and make your other love Demetrius, who even now did but spur me with his foot to call me goddess, nymph, divine and rare, precious celestial? Wherefore speaks he this to her he hates? And wherefore doth Lysander deny your love so rich within his soul, and tender me, forsooth, affection, by your setting on, by your consent? What, though I be so in grace as you, so hung upon with love, so fortunate, but miserable most, to love unloved, this you should pity rather than despise?
I understand not what you mean by this.
I do preserve, counterfeit sad looks, make mouths open me when I turn my wink at each other, hold the sweet jest up. This sport, well carried, shall be chronicled. If you have any pity, grace, or manners, you would not make me such an argument. But fare you well, 'tis partly mine own fault, which death or absence should soon remedy.
Stay, gentle Helena. Hear my excuse, my love, my life, my soul, fair Helena.
Oh, excellent.
Sweet, do not scorn her so.
If she cannot entreat, I can compel.
Thou canst compel no more than she entreat. Thy threats have no more strength than her weak prayers. Helen, I love thee. By my life, I do. I swear, by that which I will lose for thee, to prove him false that says I love thee not.
I say I love thee more than he can do.
If thou say so, withdraw and prove it too.
Oh, quick, come.
Lysander, where'd you tense all this?
Away, you Ethiop.
No, he'll seem to break loose. Take on as you would follow, but yet come not. You are a tame man, go.
Hang off, thou cat, thou burr, vile thing, let loose, or I will shake thee from me like a servant.
Why are you grown so rude? What change is this, sweet love?
Thy love? Out, tawny Tartar, out! Out, loathed medicine, ow, hated potion, hence!
Do you not jest?
Yes, sooth, and so do you.
Demetrius, I will keep my word with thee.
I would I had your bond, for I perceive a weak bond holds you. I'll not trust your word.
What? Should I hurt her, strike her, kill her dead? Although I hate her, I'll not harm her so.
What, can you do me greater harm than hate? Hate me, wherefore? Oh me, what news, my love? And not I, Hermia, are not you, Lysander. I am as fair now as I was ere while. Since night you loved me, yet since night you left me. Why then, you left me. Oh, the gods forbid. In earnest, shall I say?
Aye, by my life, and never did desire to see thee more. Therefore be out of hope, of question, of doubt. Be certain, nothing truer, 'tis no jest, that I do hate thee and love Helena.
Oh me, you juggler, You canker blossom, you thief of love! What, have you come by night and stolen my love's heart from him?
Fine, in faith. Have you no modesty, no maiden shame, no touch of bashfulness? What, will you tear impatient answers from my gentle tongue? Fie, fie, you counterfeit, you puppet, you.
Puppet? Why so? Aye, that way goes the game. Now I perceive she hath made compare between our statures. She hath urged her height, and with her personage, her tall personage, her height forsooth, she hath prevailed with him. And are you grown so high in his esteem because I am so dwarfish and so low? How low am I? Thou painted maypole, speak, how low am I? I am not yet so low but that my nails can reach into thine eyes.
I pray you, though you mock me, gentlemen, let her not hurt me. I was never cursed. I have no gift at all in this shrewishness. I am a right maid for my cowardice. Let her not strike me. You perhaps may think because she is something lower than myself that I can match her.
Lower? Again? Ah!
Good, Hermia. Do not be so bitter with me. I evermore did love you, Hermia. Did ever keep your counsels, never wronged you, save that in love unto Demetrius that I told him of your stealth unto this wood. He followed you for love. I followed him. But he hath chid me hence and threatened me to strike me, spurn me, nay, to kill me. And now, so you will let me go quiet go to Athens, I will bear my folly back and follow you no further. Let me go. You will see how simple and how fond I am.
Why, get you gone. Who is it that hinders you?
A foolish heart that I leave here behind.
What, with Lysander?
With Demetrius.
Be not afraid. She shall not harm thee, Helena.
No, sir, she shall not, though you take her part.
Oh, when she is angry, she is keen and shrewd. She was a vixen when we went to school, and though she be but little, she is fierce.
Little again, nothing but low and little. Why will you suffer her to flout me thus? Let me come to her.
Get you gone, you dwarf, you minimus of hindring knotgrass maid, you bead, you acorn.
You are too officious in her behalf that scorns your services. Let her alone. Speak not of Helena, take not her part. For if thou dost intend, never so little show of love to her, thou shalt abide it.
Now she holds me not. Now follow, if thou darest to try whose right of thine or mine is most in Helena.
Follow, nay, I'll go with thee, cheek by jowl.
You, mistress, all this coil is long of you. Nay, go not back.
I will not trust you. I will nor longer stay in this cursed company. Your hands than mine are quicker for a fray. My legs are longer, though, to run away.
I am amazed and know not what to say.
This is thy negligence. Still thou mistakest, or else committest thy knaveries wilfully.
Believe me, King of Shadows, I mistook. Did not you tell me I should know the man by the Athenian garments he had on? And so far blameless proves my enterprise that I have anointed an Athenian's eyes. And so far am I glad I did it sort, as this their jangling I esteem a sport.
Thou seest these lovers seek a place to fight. High, therefore, Robin, overcast the night. The starry welkin cover thou anon with drooping fog as black as Acheron, and lead these testy rivals so astray as one come not within another's way. Like to Lysander, sometime frame thy tongue, then stir Demetrius up with bitter wrong, and sometime rail thou like Demetrius, and from each other look thou lead them thus, till o'er their brows death counterfeiting sleep with leaden legs and batty wings doth creep. Then crush this herb into Lysander's eye, whose liquor hath this virtuous property to take from thence all error with his might, and make his eyeballs roll with wonted sight. When they next wake, all this derision shall seem a dream, and fruitless vision. And back to Athens shall the lovers wend, with league whose date till death shall never end. Whilst I in this affair do thee employ, I'll to my queen, and beg her Indian boy, and then I will her charmed eye release from monster's view, and all things shall be peace.
Ah, my fairy lord, this must be done with haste, for night's swift dragons cut the clouds full fast, and yonder shines Aurora's harbinger, at whose approach ghosts wandering here and there troop home to churchyards. Damned spirits all that in crossways and floods have burial, already to their wormy beds are gone. For fear lest day should look their shames upon, they wilfully themselves exile from light, and must for aye consort with black-browed night.
But we are spirits of another sort. I, with the morning's love, have oft made sport, and like a forester the groves may tread even till the eastern gate, all fiery red, opening on Neptune with fair blessed beams, turns into yellow gold his salt green streams. But notwithstanding haste, make no delay. We may effect this business yet ere day.
Up and down, I will lead them up and down. I am feared in field and town. Goblin, lead them up and down. Here comes one.
Where art thou, proud Demetrius? Speak thou now.
Here, villain, drawn and ready. Where art thou?
I will be with thee straight.
Ah, follow me then to plainer ground.
Lysander, speak again. Thou runaway, thou coward, art thou fled? Speak. In some bush, where dost thou hide thy head?
Oh, thou coward, art thou bragging to the stars, telling the bushes that thou look'st for wars and wilt not come? Come, recreant, come thou child, I'll whip thee with a rod. He is defiled that draws a sword on thee.
Yea, art thou there?
Oh, follow my voice, we'll try no manhood here.
He goes before me and still dares me on. When I come where he calls, then he is gone. The villain is much lighter heeled than I. I followed fast, but faster he did fly. That fallen am I in dark, uneven way. And here will rest me. Come, thou gentle day, for if but once thou show me thy grey light, I'll find Demetrius and revenge this sprite.
Ah. Ho, ho, coward, why comest thou not?
Abide me if thou darest, for while I walk, thou runst before me, shifting every place, and darest not stand, nor look me in the face. Where art thou now?
Come hither, I am here.
Nay, then thou mock'st me. Thou shalt buy this dear, if ever I thy face by daylight see. Now go thy way. Faintness constraineth me to measure out my length on this cold bed. By day's approach, look to be visited.
Oh, weary night. Oh, long and tedious night. Abate thy hours, shine comforts from the east, that I may be back in Athens by daylight, from these that my poor company detest. And sleep that sometimes shuts up sorrow's eyes, still me a while for mine own company.
Yet but three? Come one more. Two of both kinds makes up four. Ah, here she comes, cursed and sad. Cupid is a knavish lad, thus to make poor females mad.
Never so weary, never so in woe, bedabbled with the dew and torn with briars. I can no further walk, no further go. My legs can keep no pace with my desires. Here will I rest me till the break of day. Heaven shield Lysander, if they mean a fray.
On the ground, sleep sound, I'll apply to your eye, gentle lover, remedy. When thou wakest, thou takest true delight in the sight of thy former lady's eye, and the country proverb known that every man should take his own in your waking shall be known. Jack shall have Jill, naught shall go ill. The man shall have his mare again, and all shall be well.
Act 4, Scene 1. In the woods, the four lovers still asleep nearby. Enter Titania, Queen of Fairies, with Bottom and Fairies, and Oberon the King behind them, unseen.
Come, sit thee down upon this flowery bed, while I thy amiable cheeks do coy, and stick musk roses in thy sleek smooth head, and kiss thy fair large ears, my gentle joy.
Where's Peas Blossom?
Ready?
Scratch my head, Peas Blossom. Where's Monsieur Cobweb?
Ready.
Monsieur Cobweb, good monsieur, get you your weapons in your hand and kill me a red-hipped humblebee on the top of a thistle, and, good monsieur, bring me the honey bag. Do not fret yourself too much in the action, monsieur, and good monsieur, have a care the honey bag break not. I would be loath to have you overflow with a honey bag, singular. Where's Monsieur Mustard Seed?
Ready.
Give me your neff, Monsieur Mustard Seed. Pray you, leave your courtesy, good monsieur.
What's your will?
Nothing, good monsieur, but help Cavalry Cobweb to scratch. I must to the barber's, monsieur, for methinks I marvels hairy about the face, and I am such a tender ass. My hair do tickle me. I must scratch.
What? Wilt thou hear some music, my sweet love?
I have a reasonable good ear in music. Let's have the tongues and the bones. Ew!
Or say, sweet love, what thou desirest to eat.
Oh, truly, a peck of provender. I could munch your good oats, your good dry oats. Methinks I have a great desire to a bottle of hay. Oh, good hay, sweet hay, hath no fellow.
I have a venturous fairy that shall seek the squirrel's hoard and fetch thee new nuts.
I'd rather have a handful or two of dried peas. But I pray you, let none of your people stir me. I have an exposition of sleep upon me.
Oh, sleep thou, and I will wind thee in my arms. Fairies, be gone, and be always away. So doth the woodbine the sweet honeysuckle gently entwist, the female ivy so, and wrings the barky fingers of the elm. Oh, how I love thee! Oh, how I dote on thee.
Welcome, good Robin. Seest thou this sweet sight? Her dotage now I do begin to pity, for, meeting her of late behind the wood, seeking sweet favours for this hateful fool, I did upbraid her and fall out with her. For she, his hairy temples then had rounded with coronet of fresh and fragrant flowers, and that same dew which sometime on the buds was wont to swell like round and orient pearls, stood now within the pretty Flouriet's eyes, like tears that did their own disgrace bewail. When I had at my pleasure taunted her, and she in mild terms begged my patience, I then did ask of her her changeling child, which straight she gave me, and her fairy sent to bear him to my bower in fairyland. And now I have the boy, I will undo this hateful imperfection of her eyes. And, gentle Puck, take this transformed scalp from off the head of this Athenian swain, that he, awaking when the other do, may all to Athens back again repair, and think no more of this night's accidents, but as the fierce vexation of a dream. But first, I will release the fairy queen. Be as thou wast wont to be, see as thou wast wont to see, Dian's bud or Cupid's flower, hath such force and blessed power. Now, my Titania, wake you, my sweet queen.
My Oberon, what visions have I seen?
Mm.
Thought I was enamored of an ass.
There lies your love.
How came these things to pass? Oh, how mine eyes do loathe thy visions now.
Silence a while. Robin, take off his head. Titania, music call, and strike more dead than common sleep of all these 5 the sense.
Music, ho, music, such as charmeth sleep.
Now when thou wakest with thine own fool's eyes.
Sound, music. Come, my queen, take hands with me, and rock the ground whereon these sleepers be. Now thou and I are new in amity, and will tomorrow midnight solemnly dance in Duke Theseus' house triumphantly, and bless it to all fair prosperity. There shall be the pairs of faithful lovers be wedded with Theseus, all in jollity.
Fairy king, attend and mark. I do hear the morning lark.
Then, my queen, in silence sad, trip we after night's shade. We the globe can compass soon, swifter than the wandering moon.
Come, my lord, and in our flight, tell me how it came this night that I sleeping here was found with these mortals on the ground.
Go, one of you, find out the forester, for now our observation is performed, and since we have the varward of the day, my love shall hear the music of my hounds. Uncouple in the western sky, let them go. Dispatch, I say, and find the forester. We will, fair queen, up to the mountain top and mark the musical confusion of hounds and echo in conjunction.
I was with Hercules and Cadmus once, when in a wood of Crete they bayed the bear with hounds of Sparta. Never did I hear such gallant chiding, for besides the groves, the skies, the fountains, every region near seemed all one mutual cry. I never heard so musical a discord, such sweet thunder.
My hounds are bred of the Spartan kind, so flewed, so sanded, and their heads are hung with ears that sweep away the morning dew. Crook-kneed and dew-lapped like Thessalian bulls, slow in pursuit, but matched in mouth like bells, each under each. A cry more tunable was never hollowed to, nor cheered with horn, in Crete, in Sparta, nor in Thessaly. Judge when you hear, but soft. What nymphs are these?
My lord, this is my daughter here asleep, and this Lysander, and this Demetrius is, and this Helena, old Neder's Helena. I wonder if they're being here together.
No doubt they rose up early to observe the rite of May, and hearing our intent, came here in grace of our solemnity. But speak, Aegeus, is not this the day that Hermia should give answer of her choice?
It is, my lord.
Go, bid the huntsmen wake them up with their horns. Good morrow, friends. St. Valentine is past. Begin these wood birds but to couple now?
Pardon, my lord.
I pray you all, stand up. I know you two are rival enemies. How comes this gentle concord in the world, that hatred is so far from jealousy, to sleep by hate and fear no enmity?
My lord, I shall reply amazedly, half sleep, half waking, but as yet I swear I cannot truly say how I came here. But as I think, for truly would I speak, and now I do bethink me, so it is, I came with Hermia hither. Our intent was to be gone from Athens, where we might without the peril of the Athenian law.
Enough, enough. My lord, you have enough. I beg the law upon his head. They would have stolen away. They would, Demetrius, thereby to have defeated you and me, you of your wife, and me of my consent, of my consent that she should be your wife.
My lord, fair Helen told me of their stealth, of this their purpose hither to this wood, and I in fury hither followed them. But fair Helena in fancy following me. But my good lord, I wot not by what power, but by some power it is, my love to Hermia melted as the snow. Seems to me now as the remembrance of an idol god, which in my childhood I did dote upon, and all the faith, the virtue in my heart, the object and the pleasure of mine eye is only Helena. To her, my lord, was I betrothed ere I saw Hermia. But like a sickness did I loathe this food, but as in health come to my natural taste, now I do wish it, love it, long for it, and will forevermore be true to it.
Fair lovers, you are fortunately met. Of this discourse we more will hear anon. Aegeus, I will overbear your will, for in the temple by and by with us, these couples shall eternally be knit. And for the morning now is something worn, our purposed hunting shall be set aside. Away with us to Athens, 3 and 3 will hold a feast in great solemnity. Come, Hippolyta.
These things seem small and undistinguishable, like far-off mountains turning into clouds.
Methinks I see these things with parted eye, when everything seems double.
I have found Demetrius like a jewel, mine own and not mine own.
Are you sure that we are awake? It seems to me that yet we sleep, we dream. Do not you think the Duke was here and bid us follow him?
Yea, and my father.
And Hippolyta.
And he did bid us follow to the temple.
Why, then we are awake. Let's follow him. And by the way, let us recount our dreams.
When my cue comes, call me, and I will answer. My next is most fair Pyramus. Hey ho, Peter Quince. Flute the bellows mender. Snout the tinker. Starveling. Oh, God's my life stolen hence and left me asleep. I have had a most rare vision. Oh, I have had a dream past the wit of man to say what dream it was. Man is but an ass if he go about to expound this dream. I thought I was, there is no man can tell what. I thought I was, and I thought I had, the man is but a patched fool if he will offer to say what methought I had. The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen. Man's hand is not able to taste, his tongue to conceive, nor his heart to report what my dream was. I will get Peter Quince to write a ballad of this dream. It shall be called Bottom's Dream, because it hath no bottom, and I will sing it in the latter end of the play before the Duke. Peradventure, to make it more gracious, I shall sing it at her death. Oh!
Act 4, Scene 2. Athens. Peter Quince's house. Enter Quince, flute, snout, and starveling. Have you sent to Bottom's house? Is he come home yet?
He cannot be heard of. Out of doubt he is transported.
If he come not, then the play is marred. It goes not forward, doth it?
Oh, it is not possible. You have not a man in all Athens able to discharge Pyramus but he.
No, he hath simply the best wit of any handicraftsman in Athens.
Yea, and the best person too. And he is a very paramour for a sweet voice.
Oh, you must say paragon. A paramour is, God bless us, a thing of naught.
Masters, the Duke is coming from the temple, and there are 2 or 3 lords and ladies more married. If our sport had gone forward, we had all been made men.
Oh, sweet bully bottom. Thus hath he lost 6 pence a day during his life. He could not have escaped 6 pence a day. And the Duke had not given him 6 pence a day for playing Pyramus, I'll be hanged. He would have deserved it. 6 pence a day in Pyramus, or nothing.
Where are these lads? Where are these hearts?
Oh, great day. Oh, most happy hour.
Masters, I come to discourse wonders, but ask me not for if I tell you I am not true Athenian, I will tell you everything right as it fell out.
Well, let us hear, sweet bottom.
Not a word of me. All that I will tell you is that the Duke hath dined. Get your apparel together, good strings to your beards, new ribbons to your pumps. Meet me presently at the palace. Every man look over his part. For the short and the long is, our play is preferred. In any case, let Thisbe have clean linen, and let not him that plays the lion par his nails, for they shall hang out from the lion's claws. And most dear actors eat no onions nor garlic, for we are to utter sweet breath, and do not doubt but to hear them say it is a sweet comedy. No more words. Away! Go! Away!
Act 5, Scene 1. Athens, the palace of Theseus. Enter Theseus, Hippolyta, and Philostrate.
'Tis strange, my Theseus, that these lovers speak of.
More strange than true. I never may believe these antique fables, nor these fairy toys. Lovers and madmen have such seething brains, such shaping fantasies that apprehend more than cool reason ever comprehends. The lunatic, the lover, the poet are of imagination all compact. One sees more devils than vast hell can hold. That is the madman. The lover, all as frantic, sees Helen's beauty in a brow of Egypt. The poet's eye, in a fine frenzy rolling, doth glance from heaven to earth, from earth to heaven. And as imagination bodies forth the forms of things unknown, the poet's pen turns them to shapes and gives to airy nothing a local habitation and a name. Such tricks have strong imagination that if it would but apprehend some joy, it comprehends some bringer of that joy. Or in the night, imagining some fear, how easily is a bush supposed to bear.
But all the story of the night told over, and all their minds transfigured so together, more witnesseth than fancy's images, and grows to something of great constancy, but howsoever strange and admirable.
There come the lovers full of joy and mirth. Joy, gentle friends, joy and fresh days of love accompany your hearts.
More than to us wait in your royal walks, your board, your bed.
Come now, what masks, what dances shall we have to wear away this long age of 3 hours between our after supper and bedtime? Where is our usual manager of mirth? What revels are in hand? Is there no play to ease the anguish of a torturing hour? Call Philostrate.
Here, Vetus.
Say, what abridgment have you for this evening? What mask? What music? How shall we beguile the lazy time if not with some delight?
There is a brief how many sports are ripe. Make choice of which your highness will see first.
The battle with the Centaurs to be sung by an Athenian eunuch to the harp. We'll have none of that. They have, I told my love in glory of my kinsman Hercules, the riot of the tipsy bacchanals, tearing the Thracian singer in their rage. That is an old device, and it is played when I from Thebes came last a conqueror. The thrice three muses mourning for the death of learning, late deceased in beggary. That is some satire, keen and critical, not sorting with a nuptial ceremony. A tedious brief scene of young Pyramus and his love Thisbe. Very tragical mirth. Merry and tragical, tedious and brief. This is hot ice and wondrous strange snow. How shall we find the concord of this discord?
A play there is, my lord, some 10 words long, which is as brief as I've known a play. But by 10 words, my lord, it is too long, which makes it tedious, for in all the play there is not one word apt, one player fitted, and tragical, my noble lord, it is. For Pyramus therein doth kill himself, which, when I saw rehearse, I must confess, made mine eyes water. But more merry tears the passion of low laughter never shed.
What are they that do play it?
Hard-handed men that work in Athens here, which never labored in their minds till now, and now have toiled their unbreathed memories with this same play against your nuptial.
And we will hear it.
No, my noble lord, it is not for you. I've heard it over, and it is nothing in the world, unless you can find sport in their intents, extremely stretched and conned with cruel pain to do you service.
I will hear that play, for never anything can be amiss when simpleness and duty tender it. Go, bring them in and take your places, ladies.
I love not to see wretchedness o'ercharged and duty in his service perishing.
Why, gentle sweet, you shall see no such thing.
He says they can do nothing in this kind.
The kinder we to give them thanks for nothing, our sport shall be to take what they mistake. And what poor duty cannot do, noble respect takes it in might, not merit. Where I have come, great clerks have proposed to greet me with premeditated welcomes, where I've seen them shiver and look pale, make periods in the midst of sentences, throttle their practice, accent in their fears, and in conclusion, dumbly have broke off, not paying me a welcome. Trust me, my sweet, out of this silence yet I picked a welcome, and in the modesty of fearful duty, I read as much as from the rattling tongue of saucy and audacious eloquence. Love, therefore, and tongue-tied simplicity in least speak most to my capacity.
So please your grace, the prologue is addressed.
Let him approach.
If we offend, it is with our goodwill, that you should think we come not to offend, but with goodwill. To show our simple skill, this is the true beginning of our end. Consider, then, we come but in despite, we do not come, as minded to content you. Our true intent is all for your delight. We are not here that you should hear repent you. The actors are at hand, and by their show you shall know all that you are like to know.
This fellow doth not stand upon points.
He hath read his prologue like a rough colt. He knows not the stop. A good moral, my lord. It is not enough to speak, but to speak true.
Indeed, he hath played on his prologue like a child on a recorder, a sound, but not in government.
His speech was like a tangled chain, nothing impaired, but all disordered. Who is next?
Gentles, perchance. Gentles, perchance you wonder at this show, but wonder on, till truth make all things plain. This man is Pyramus. If you would know this beauteous lady, this be asserting. This man with lime and rough cast doth present wall, that vile wall which did these lovers sunder, and through wall's chink, poor souls, they are content to whisper, at the which let no man wonder. This man, with lantern, dog, and bush of thorn, presenteth moonshine. For if you will know, by moonshine did these lovers think no scorn to meet at Ninus' tomb, there to woo. And this grisly beast, which Lion hight by name, the trusty Thisbe coming first by night, did scare away, or rather did affright. And as she fled, her mantle she did fall, which Lion vile with bloody mouth did stain. Anon comes Pyramus, sweet youth and tall, and finds his trusty Thisbe's mantle slain. Whereat with bloody, blameful blade, he bravely broached his bloody breasts, and Thisbe, tarrying in a mulberry shade, his dagger drew and died. For all the rest, let Lion, moonshine, wall, and lovers twain at large discourse, while here they do remain.
I wonder if the lion be to speak.
No wonder, my lord, one lion may when one asks to.
In this same interlude, it doth befall that I, one snout by name, present Wall. And such a wall as I would have you think, that had in it a crannied hole or chink, through which the lovers, Pyramus and Thisbe, did whisper often very secretly. This loam, this rough cast, and this stone doth show that I am that same wall. The truth is so. And this, the cranny is right and sinister, through which the fearful lovers are to whisperer.
Would you desire lime and hair to speak better?
It is the wittiest partition that ever I heard discourse, my lord.
Pyramus draws near the wall. Silence.
Oh, grim look night. Oh, night with you so black. Oh, night, whichever art when day is not. Oh, night. Oh, night. Alack, alack, alack. I fear my Thisbe's promises forgot. And thou, O wall, O sweet, O lovely wall, that stands between her father's ground and mine, thou wall, O sweet and lovely wall, thanks, courteous wall, Jove shield thee well for this. But what see I? Oh, no Thisbe do I see, oh wicked wall, through whom I see no bliss. Cursed be thy stones for thus deceiving me.
The wall, methinks, being sensible, should curse again.
No, in truth, sir, he should not. Deceiving me, is Thisbe's cue. She is to enter now, and I am to spy her through the wall. You shall see it with full pat, as I told you. Yonder she comes.
Oh, wall, full oft hast thou heard my moans. Oh, for parting my fair Pyramus and me. My cherry lips have often kissed thy stones, thy stones with lime, with lime and hair knit up in thee.
See a voice. Now will I to the chink to spy, and I can hear my Thisbe's face. Thisbe?
Oh, my love, thou art my love, I think.
Think what thou wilt. I am thy lover's grace, and like Limander am I trusty still.
And I, like Helen, till the fates me kill.
Not Shaphalus to Procrus was so true.
As Shaphalus to Procrus, I to you.
Oh, kiss me through the hole of this vile wall.
I kissed the wall's hole, not your lips at all.
Oh, wilt thou at Ninny's tomb meet me straightway?
Tide life, tide death, I come without delay.
Thus have I, Wall, my part discharged so, and being done, thus Wall away doth go.
Now is the wall down between the two neighbors.
No remedy, my lord, when walls are so willful to hear without warning.
This is the silliest stuff that ever I heard.
The best in this kind are but shadows, and the worst are no worse, if imagination amend them.
It must be your imagination then, and not theirs.
If we imagine no worse of them than they of themselves, they may pass for excellent men. Here come two noble beasts in, a man and a lion.
You ladies, you whose gentle hearts do fear the smallest monstrous mouse that creeps upon floor, may now perchance both quake and tremble here when lion rough in wildest rage doth roar. Then know that I, as Snug the joiner, am a lion fell, nor else no lion's dam. For if I should as lion come in strife into this place, 'twere pity on my life.
Very gentle beast, and of a good conscience.
The very best at a beast, my lord, that e'er I saw.
This lion is a very fox for his valor.
True, and a goose for his discretion. Well, not so, for his valor cannot carry his discretion, and the fox carries the goose.
Oh, his discretion, I am sure, cannot carry his valor, for the goose carries not the fox. It is well, leave it to his discretion, and let us listen to the moon.
This lanthorn doth the horned moon present?
He should have worn the horns on his head.
He is no crescent, and his horns are invisible with the circumference.
This lanthorn doth the horned moon present? Myself the man, I the moon seem to be.
This is the greatest error of all the rest. The man should be put into the lantern. How is it else the man of the moon?
Well, he dares not come there for the candle. As you see, it is already in snuff.
I am aweary of this moon. Would he would change.
Oh, it appears by his small light of discretion that he is in the wane. But yet, in courtesy and all reason, we must stay the time.
Proceed, moon.
All I have to say is to tell you that the lanthorn is the moon, the man is the moon, the thorn bush is the thorn bush, and this dog is my dog.
Why, all these should be in the lantern, for all these are in the moon. But silence, here comes Thisbe.
This is old Ninny's tomb. Where is my love?
Oh, run!
Well roared, lion.
Well run, Thisbe.
Well shown, moon. Truly the moon shines with a good grace.
Well moused, lion. And then came Pyramus.
And so the lion vanished.
Sweet moon, I thank thee for thy sunny beams. I thank thee, moon, for shining now so bright. For by thy gracious golden glittering gleams, I trust to take of truest Thisbe's sight. But stay, oh spite, but mark, poor knight, what dreadful dole is here? Eyes, do you see? How can it be? Oh, dainty duck, oh dear. Thy mantle good, what? Stained with blood? Oh, approach, ye furies fell. Oh, fates, come, cut thread and thrum, quail, crush, conclude, and quell.
This passion and the death of a dear friend would go near to make a man look sad.
Shrew my heart, but I pity the man.
Wherefore, nature, didst thou lions frame? Since lion vile hath here deflowered my dear, which is no, which was the fairest dame that lived, that loved, that liked, that looked with cheer. Come, tears confound, outsorbed, and wound the pap of Pyramus, aye, that left pap where heart doth pop. Thus die I, thus. Now I am dead. Now I am fled. Oh, my soul is in the sky. Tongue, lose thy light. Moon, take thy flight. Now die.
No die but an ace for him, for he is but one.
Less than an ace, man, for he is dead. He is nothing.
With the help of a surgeon, he yet might recover and yet prove an ass.
How chance moonshine is gone before Thisbe comes back and finds her lover?
She will find him by starlight. Here she comes, and her passion ends the play.
Methinks she should not use a long one for such a Pyramus. I hope she will be brief.
A mote will turn the balance, which Pyramus, which Thisbe is the better. He for a man, God warrant us. She for a woman, God bless us.
She hath spied him already with those sweet eyes.
And thus she means videlicet.
Asleep, my love? What, dead, my dove? Oh, Pyramus, arise! Speak! Quite dumb! Dead! A tomb must cover thy sweet eyes, those lily lips, this cherry nose, these yellow cowslip cheeks are gone! Lovers make moan. His eyes were green as leeks. Oh, sisters three, come to me with hands as pale as milk. Lay them in gore, since you have shore with shears his thread of silk. Tongue, not a word. Come, trusty sword. Come, blade, my breast imbue. And farewell, friends. Thus Thisbe ends. Adieu.
Moonshine and lion are left to bury the dead.
Aye, and wall too.
No, I assure you, the wall is down that parted their fathers. Will it please you to see an epilogue or to hear a burgomass dance between two of our company?
No epilogue, I pray you, for your play needs no excuse, never excuse. For when the players are all dead, there need none to be blamed. Mary, if he that writ it had played Pyramus and hanged himself in Thisbe's garter, it would have been a fine tragedy. And so it is truly and very notably discharged. But come, you burgomask, let your epilogue alone. The iron tongue of midnight hath told 12 lovers to bed. 'Tis almost fairy time. I fear we shall outsleep the coming morn as much as we this night have overwatched. This palpable, gross play hath well beguiled the heavy gate of night. Sweet friends, to bed. A fortnight hold we this solemnity and nightly revels and new jollity.
Now the hungry lion roars, and the wolf behowls the moon, whilst the heavy ploughman snores, all with weary task fordone. Now the wasted brands do glow, whilst the screech owl, screeching loud, puts the wretch that lies in woe in remembrance of a shroud. Now it is the time of night that the graves all gaping wide, each one lets forth his sprite in the churchway's paths to glide. And we fairies that do run by the triple Hecate's team from the presence of the sun, following darkness like a dream, now our frolic, not a mouse shall disturb this hallowed house. I am sent with broom before to sweep the dust behind the door.
Through the house give glimmering light by the dead and drowsy fire. Every elf and fairy sprite hop as light as bird from briar, and this ditty after me sing and dance it trippingly.
First rehearse your song by rote, to each word a warbling note. Hand in hand with fairy grace, we will sing and bless this place.
Now until the break of day, through this house each fairy stray. To the best bride bed will we, which by us shall blessed be, and the issue there create ever shall be fortunate. So shall all the couples three ever true in loving be, and the blots of nature's hand shall not in their issue stand. Never mole, hair lip, nor scar, nor mark prodigious such as are despised in nativity, shall upon their children be. With this field do consecrate, every fairy take his gate, and each several chamber bless through this palace with sweet peace, and the owner of it blessed ever shall in safety rest. Trip away, make no stay, meet me all by break of day.
If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here, while these visions did appear. And this weak and idle theme, no more yielding than a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And as I am an honest puck, if we have unearned luck, now to scape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long. Else the puck a liar call, and so good night unto you all. Give me your hands if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.
Thank you for tuning in for Midsummer Night's Dream. Let's bring back our players. Jason Rennie, Martin Hillier, Christopher Carbo, Taylor Marr, Ron Dorn, Sasha Venn, Pamela Roylance, Edgar Landa, J.D. Mata, Megan Wells, Chris Klein, Leilani Toon, and I'm Mary Carrick. Thank you from all of us at Shakespeare 2020 LA. Tune in next week for The Merchant of Venice. Good night.